Hey, good morning, First Christian Church. Excuse the noise. I'm standing right in front of the church building, of course, so that you can see just the glass coverings, beautiful. Cars driving up and down the street, awesome. And you'll also notice that we've got the landscapers here doing some of the landscaping around the front. So you got to come by and check it out. Look at this. And they're over there, mulching and planting and weed barrier and making it look all nice. Why? Because this is where we come to worship. This is where our family worships. This is His, and we honor it. I'll get to that in a minute. All right, so just some of the things to talk about for this week. Just remember that Sunday morning, there's no Sunday school, there's no Sunday evening. We're just having our worship service at 11 o'clock. So make sure that you come for our worship service at 11. And make sure that you can also drive by and take a look at the landscaping and the new window coverings. And a lot of stuff is being done at the church, which at the church building, and we need your help too. So there's a lot of stuff still yet to do, and sometimes it takes fresh eyes. Sometimes it takes someone walking around going, hey, this or that or this and that, and so, man, we relish that. We want that to happen, but we also have to be very, very careful. Not about the upgrades. Well, we have to be careful financially about the upgrades, but we have to be careful about other things. Now, I asked you a couple weeks ago, we read Jeremiah. Then we had a break. We went and we did the Christmas service, and we talked about Jesus in the Old Testament. We talked about it in the New Testament and Him fulfilling all of the prophecies and all those things. And we even have something in the newsletter that even talks about the statistical probability of Jesus being able to, or anybody being able to fill just a portion of the prophecies about Him, but Jesus filled them all. And the number is astronomical about the odds of a single person filling the prophecies about Jesus or about the Messiah and Him doing it. Well, Ezekiel, let's get to that. Now, Ezekiel is a lot like Jeremiah. Jeremiah is my favorite book. Now, because Jeremiah is my favorite book in the Old Testament, it's talking about trying to get the people in the church and everybody just in line to be able to do what God wanted. But He kept sending the prophets, and we all know this because we've been reading the Old Testament, and you've been reading the Old Testament. You're going to continue to read in the Old Testament. But He kept sending the prophets to them saying, please turn around, stop doing these things. Turn back to God with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the people just were rebelling against Him. And so because the people were rebelling against Him, it finally came to the point where the last straw was broken on the camel's back. And once you start reading in Ezekiel and we get to chapter 10, I want to read this to you and the significance of it. All right, it says this. I looked and I saw the likeness of a throne of lapis lazuli above the vault and over the heads of the cherubim. The Lord said to the man clothed in linen, go in among the wheels beneath the cherubim, fill your hands with the burning coals from among the cherubim, and scatter them over the city. As I watched, he went in. Now the cherubim was standing on the south side of the temple when the man went in, and the cloud filled the inner court. Then the glory of the Lord rose from above the cherubim and moved to the threshold of the temple. The cloud filled the temple, and the court was filled with the radiance of the glory of the Lord. And the sound of the wings of the cherubim could be heard as far as the outer court, and the voice of the God Almighty when He speaks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the end of that chapter just a little bit, because it talks about the man going in and he's grabbing all these coals from underneath the cherubim and about underneath the wings and underneath the wheels, and the cherubim isn't like the cherubim that you think of. We have this cute little picture of a cherubim that we see all over the place, but the cherubim that the Bible describes, that is what a cherubim is. It has eyes all over under the wings, on top of the wings, all over the head, all over the body, all these eyes all over the place, and the wings, and he's flying. But then it says this in verse 18. Then the glory of the Lord departed from over the threshold of the temple and stopped above the cherubim. When I watched, the cherubim spread their wings and rose from the ground, and as they went, the wheels went with them. They stopped at the entrance of the east gate of the Lord's house, and the glory of the Lord, the God of Israel, was above them. What's the significance with that? This is the point where God left the temple. He said, I've had enough. And he left the temple because of the sin and the rebellion of the people and the warnings that he kept telling them over and over and over again, and they refused to listen. It was their heart thing. Don't let it be yours. All right, love you guys. See you Sunday at 11 o'clock. All right, have a great week.